You ever notice that life's really good moments never announce when they're about to come to a crashing end? We had this beautiful place below Mount Tom all to ourselves. And then everything changed.
Yeah, I know, Sadie girl. I know.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
That's Mount Tom back there. 13,652 feet or 4,100 meters. It rises straight up above Bishop in the Owens Valley. And it's massive. It's like 10,000 feet of vertical relief from the valley floor to the summit. You can see why this is one of the most famous bouldering spots in the world. Climbers come here from all over the world just for these rocks. There's a community over there. We are camped down there somewhere. Oh my goodness. How cool that is. It doesn't look nearly as big in the camera. Let me see. Oh yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. None of these boulders really belong here. They were carried here millions of years ago by glaciers. Some of the single individual boulders can be more than 40 feet high, carried by glaciers. I think there might be a marmot up there. I think I see his head sticking out. Oh, where'd he go? Shoot, he just came out. I think I missed it again.
some work done? Oh, what? You ready to get some work done? All right.
So you guys are funny. I guess it's clear from last week's video that you guys prefer my hair up in rags. Maybe there's a lesson in there. We spend a lot of time trying to perfect things when taking care of ourselves matters more than perfection. That's something I've learned over the years. And in addition to preferring my hair in rags, many of you have also noticed that my skin is looking really good these days. So yeah, I've been making some changes in my life, just taking better care of myself. And my skin is looking better because I have been using Okoa skincare products. I have been using the moisturizer and the lifting serum, which has made a huge difference on my skin, which goes through a lot because I spend a lot of time outside. I'm in the desert, I'm in the wind, and it has really made a difference. First, I moisturize. I tried to moisturize from the inside out, but in the desert, it's not enough. And then I use the lifting serum. Just a little tiny bit is all you need. And it hydrates and lifts and brightens. I just want to look healthy. I want to look like a healthy 58-year-old. I'm not trying to look like a 25-year-old. And I like that the lifting serum that uses Ideal Lift peptide technology gives me a little tightening, and it feels smooth right away. It feels softer, brighter, more vibrant. I call it looking like I haven't been living in the desert on the road for 10 years and I got a good night's sleep. So check out the link in the video description below, and using my discount code Carolyn15, you're going to get 15% off your first order. Thanks Okoa for sponsoring today's video.
So many cracks in the ceiling. This is reaching a crescendo, the cracking.
It's been a really long day of work, so I'm just gonna throw together a really quick dinner tonight with a base of some of my favorite ingredients: garlic and fresh ginger. Who doesn't love fresh ginger? Oh, and my shirt reads, mostly peace, love, and dogs, and a little go fuck yourself. So mean. I think it's a lot, though. I found this gluten-free ramen noodles on Amazon, and they are delicious. I love them. I'm not a huge noodle or pasta person, but I love these because I can dress them up however I want. So I'm gonna make ramen tonight. Really easy. It's been a long work day. I'm gonna cook the ramen first in some veggie broth. Pacific is my favorite. It's one of the few brands that doesn't have any sugar in it. Crazy. I'm cooking the ramen first because I'm making a peanut sauce. It's gonna be delicious. Vegan peanut satay-ish. I'm also going to steam the broccoli a little bit before I throw it all together. When you live in a 24-foot RV, your bed, your corner bed often becomes extra counter space. Ooh. That was me. That was me. She heard me say ooh when she got excited. That was me. Ooh, the smell of garlic and ginger. Yum. It's okay, Sadie girl. My homemade peanut butter. I mix up my own peanut butter. I buy a big bag of peanut butter grade peanuts from nuts.com. Say, girl, look it. Want the peanut butter? Here. You can have it. Take it. It's for you. Take it. I guess I could have cooked my ramen in the peanut sauce. I just thought it would be too thick to cook the ramen all the way through, but I could have just add more broth, I guess. Oh well. I'm sure it'll be fine. That is good. I have an open can of coconut cream, so I'm just going to add about a tablespoon, not a lot, just to make it a little creamier. Red pepper flakes. Yum. What do you like in your ramen? Tell me what you make your ramen with. Like, what are some of your favorite spices and vegetables? I think with the leftover ramen noodles, I'll make something cold. I have some green kale and lachinto kale, so I chopped it up. Gotta throw some kale in for some even more veggies and healthy greens. Doesn't that look amazing? Wish you could smell it. This smells even more amazing. Needs a little more spice. gonna top it with some chopped cilantro and some green onions. I wish I had lime. I bought one lime. It was like $1 at the grocery store, so I only bought one, and I already used it. But a squeeze of lime would be really good on top. Not even a half hour. Delicious, fresh veggies, peanut ramen. That is so good. All right, I'm gonna eat my dinner and call it a night, and I will see you tomorrow. I just had a very unfriendly encounter with a local. We're just over the hill from a community, and we are literally sandwiched between City of Los Angeles private property signs, and we found one little pocket of, I'm going to turn on my dash cam, because we're most likely going to get a visit from law enforcement. We both have different apps. Okay, couple things. We both have different apps. Both apps show that this is public land. It's one little section, like 100 yards between the private property that is not privately owned. We walked this road because we thought it was all going to be privately owned. We walked the road before we drove up here, and we found this little pocket. And according to both our apps, I'm using Onyx Off-Road now. Can't remember which one he's using. And there's a sign right there, and that marks the boundary of private property. And there's another one up the hill, and that marks the other boundary. In addition to that, everything on the private property, there we go. Everything on the private property that looks like a camping spot has a no camping sign, and this spot doesn't. Every other spot that looks like a camping spot has no fire rings. You can see where there were fire rings, and they were probably cleared out by law enforcement or whoever to discourage people from camping there. This one has a fire pit, and it's intact. Anyway, that's our story. And I was just walking down the hill about a quarter mile from camp, and a woman on a bike came. She was going down the road. She saw me. She intentionally turned in, and I was wondering what was going on. And then she pulled out her camera and was taking pictures. I'm like, oh, she's taking a picture of the mountain. No, she was taking a picture of our camp. And because immediately she yelled, "You're not allowed to camp there." I was like, yeah, I am. No, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I am. I am. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at confrontation. I lose my temper very much too quickly. And I know that's a flaw. It's like, I know. And I was like, no, I'm allowed to camp there. She's like, it's private property. I'm like, it's not. Actually, we found a spot. There's a pocket that's public land. No, it's not. Everything from here on out is private property. And I'm like, no, it's not. Look at a map. It's private property. I said, look at a map. And I wouldn't let it go. She's like, you need, that's private property. You can't camp there. I'm like, yes, we can. It is not private property. Look at a map. And she drove away, and we were yelling at each other. And I was like, call the cops. Go ahead, call the cops. So I have a feeling law enforcement's going to show up. And they might tell us to move. There's a good chance they might tell us to move, even though we're right. And I was thinking about that as I finished my walk coming back up here. I think if there is any lesson we have gleaned throughout our lives, women like me, and also collectively as a society right now, right doesn't always win. That oftentimes you can be, the right side doesn't always win. And I don't mean that. I mean correct. But anyway, my dash cam is on. We'll see if law enforcement's going to show up. They might know. I wonder if they know. But the fact that a local took her time to stop and tells me that a lot of people don't know that this is a pocket of public land, and so they don't get a lot of campers up here. And it seems to be the playground for that community. We've had joggers go by, walkers and hikers, and she was on her bike. And this is why, really, I don't like being this close to communities. I don't like being, we can't see them. They're over the hill. They're probably, as the crow flies, not even a mile away, maybe. But, they don't want people camping in their backyard. And they're used to people thinking this is all private. It mostly is. Most of it is owned by the city of Los Angeles, all up and down this road. But we happen to find a pocket that isn't. Anyway, what I was saying is the sheriff might know. She might call the sheriff and he might be like, yeah, there's a pocket of private land out there. They're allowed to be there. Or they might come out and investigate for themselves, and they might have a chat with us regardless. And they might just tell us to move. They may disagree with us. They may not believe our maps. They might be like, no, they might not know. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to make second coffee, put on some clean clothes, because it matters. Unfortunately, it matters. Huh, Sadie girl? It matters. All right, we'll just wait and see. Huh?
What's coming? Sadie sees something. All of a sudden she's like,
Yeah, I know, Sadie girl. I know. This is a rough road. Sadie girl, you're okay. Well, law enforcement never showed up, but a Sadie bug showed up. She's been sick for the last 12 hours. I called the emergency vet. Easy peasy. Well, I had to pack up and leave my last camp in a huge hurry. So here I am. Huge hurry. And no, it was not because of locals or law enforcement. Sadie was sick. It's been a month. I don't like April. Happy 10 years on the road. I'm laughing now. Here's what happened. She ate her dinner. It was Saturday night. She ate her dinner. And I have been buying her chicken thighs. Hold on to that thought a minute. And I put a couple tablespoons, probably tablespoons, of the gelled broth in her Kong at the top, or in her Kong and in her food. And, she's a sensitive girl. Immediately upon eating her dinner, she went to the door retching, shaking, retching. And I'm like, what the hell? So I let her out. She immediately went to the grass, and she's frantically eating grass like she does when she has an upset stomach. And I let her. I'm like, this is how she self-soothes. This is how the dogs take care of their stomach. So I just let her stay outside and eat as much grass as she wanted. I went and checked on her a few minutes later, and she's retching and retching and retching and not throwing up. And that's when I panicked. I've Googled dog retching, not throwing up, and they were like, call emergency vet immediately, because that is a sign of an obstruction which could kill her fast. So Ralph was out. Ralph came over. He's keeping an eye on her. I'm trying to find a vet on a Saturday night in, Bishop. And the first couple I called, we no longer have after hours emergency. And while I'm trying to find a vet, Ralph yells, "She threw up! She threw up!" So I would breathe a huge sigh of relief. She threw up, but she is still frantically eating grass. And I finally get a hold of Bishop Veterinary Hospital. I'll put their name and link here in captions and also below. Called them, got their after hours answering service. The doctor on call was in surgery. They called me, so she's like, "Let me talk to the doctor and I'll call you back." They called me back within 10 or 15 minutes, and the answering service said, "I talked to the doctor, bring her in, do not let her eat any more grass, and give her water." And I was like, "Really? She can't eat grass?" And she's like, "No, bring her in and give her some water." And so I did that, and she's still retching and, and doing this. And the vet called me about an hour later, I think. And so she was amazing. I mean, they had not taken a dime from me at this point, and she probably spent 20 minutes on the phone with me and explained to me that the grass here is kind of barbed. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but they've got these little itty bitty microscopic, kind of like cactusy, like barbs on them. And she said they get stuck in the tonsils and the esophagus and all kinds of nasty stuff. And that's why she's probably retching and can't eat grass. And that's why she told me that she can't eat grass. She told me to just let her relax, bring her in, don't let her eat any more grass. She can have water, don't give her any food, and monitor her over the next couple of hours, and we'll see how she's doing to see if we need to bring her in tonight. And I'm packing up, getting ready to go. I'm 10 miles out of dirt road and about another half mile out an obstacle course, rocky road. And so I'm packing up. Worst case scenario, I need to go. And, Ralph was like, "You can leave all your stuff here and just go." So she seems to be doing better. Ralph is in with me and we're watching her. Oh, and the vet also said you can give her some Pepto-Bismol for her upset stomach. So I gave her a little Pepto-Bismol, and she seemed to improve. She wasn't great. Her energy was good, though. She was playful with Ralph and licking his face, and even wagged her tail at me when she wanted to go outside because she was still begging. She still wanted to go outside and eat grass. And so her energy, her attitude was actually pretty good considering everything she was going through. And within a couple hours, she seemed to be improving. So I was like, okay, we're good. We don't need to take her in tonight. Let's settle in. And she was still chomping at the air. Like, not a lot. At that point, it wasn't a lot. But the retching was gone. And that was the biggest relief for me. The retching was mostly gone. Mostly. She wasn't dry heaving. And probably about 10:30, she kind of started heaving a little bit again. And she threw up a big, huge pile of grass on her bed up here. And I was like, okay, good. She got rid of that. We're going to be better. And literally all night long, we were both awake. And she wasn't retching, but she was uneasy, and she's moving around, and she's wanting to go outside. I let her out at 1, and of course on a leash because she wanted to eat grass. And I wouldn't let her eat grass. 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, finally 5:30, I think, something like that. I got up and started packing. And at 7, I called the vet and said I need to bring her in, and brought her into the vet and brought samples of the grass, and the vet was like, "Oh yeah, this is the bad stuff. It's got little heads on it. It's not the one that not cattails, whatever a lot of dogs get stuck. It wasn't those, but it was a type of grass with these little itty bitty heads on it, and they get stuck. So she had a cat emergency. We were there at 8. I think I was there at 8:30. And she had a cat emergency. So she said, "Here's what we're going to do. Here's what I recommend. We need to put her under. We need to sedate her. And I need to probably clean out her throat and her tonsils as much as I can, because they're probably stuck in there. And that's what's causing." Interestingly enough, this always happens, right? Interestingly enough, once I made the decision to go to the vet, she got exponentially better. All the way, the drive in and everything, she was, you know, doing the chomping a tiny bit. And at that point, she was kind of hiccuping. She wasn't retching. She was kind of like doing this. So I suspected there was something stuck in her throat or something. So, made a 1 o'clock appointment to go back, hung around Bishop for the day. And again, she's pretty relaxed. Actually, she was exhausted. She kept dozing off because we were both up all night. And so she's dozing off, but she is, you know, hiccuping a little bit and doing this a little bit, but she was way better than she had been all night long. And took her in, they put her under. The vet, when I picked her up, said she was only under for like 15 minutes. There was not a lot down there, but there was enough. She did take some out. And sent me home with stuff to coat her stomach in case this stuff is working through her system. We don't want it to irritate and get stuck in her stomach. She said her tonsils and her throat were pretty inflamed. And what else? So she sent me home with anti-nausea and stuff to coat her stomach and probiotics, some strong probiotics to help with the nausea. And I got to tell you, since we left the doctor's office, she's been fine. She's been totally fine. And it was the grass. And I don't know, she's just had, she's got a sensitive stomach. You know, yeah. Still trying to nail down what it is because she's on sensitive stomach food, both canned and kibble, sensitive stomach food. And I'm careful about what I feed her, but I think maybe the fat in the broth might have been too much. And I think she had been out running around that day while we went on our afternoon walk, and she's running around and I didn't see her. She might have inhaled because she was digging, so she might have inhaled some nasty stuff too. I think it might have been a lot of things, but I'm gonna, no more thigh meat for her. I'll start buying her breasts because it's less fatty, and because she likes treat, and chicken. So that's what I've been feeding her for the last 2 days, actually, is chicken and white rice. That's all she's had in the last day. Yeah. She's doing great. She's inside now because she knows we're packing up and getting ready to go. Huh. Say hi. Say you're doing great, huh? And I camped that night. Come to find out, when I did pack up and leave, I was 20 minutes away from the vet. Even with all the crazy roads, I was only 20 minutes away from the vet hospital. And here, I'm even closer. I'm about 10 minutes away from the vet, and I'm not down a crazy obstacle course, rocky road. It's just 5 miles of washboard, sandy road to get to the vet. And so I stayed here for a couple nights just to make sure she's okay before moving on up north. You know, I didn't want to get an hour away from town and have her get sick again or, you know, relapse. So have symptoms again. Yeah, it's been a lot. There's nothing worse. You know, those of you who have pets, fur babies and kids, there's nothing worse, especially I think with a fur baby. And like my vet said, because they can't talk. They can't tell you what's wrong with them. And of course, worst case scenario always goes through my mind that I'm going to lose her and I can't. I mean, it's been a lot. But she's doing good. And we're still in Bishop. I'm going to go in today and grab a couple groceries. Mostly I want to get some chicken breasts for her and rice. Something keeps moving on the side of my leg like a critter. Oh, I saw a rattlesnake the other day. So I'm kind of like, what's crawling up my leg? It is beautiful here. We had some weather. Had some storms and cold weather, but I think that is pretty much past, so we can head a little higher, a little further north. Ralph is going to meet up with me again. He's for a couple more days before he needs to head to the border. He's still up at the other site, and we're going to meet up, and I'm going to mosey. Never a dull moment. She knows we're leaving. She knows I started packing up. So she won't get out of the rig. We went for our walk, but now that we're back, she this is what she does. Like, she has this fear I'm going to abandon her. Crazy. I didn't film a lot of what was going on with Sadie that day because I was really in the thick of it and couldn't even think about making video. I was so worried about her. So this is one situation where I'm telling you after the fact rather than showing you. By the time I got out here Sunday night, it was, probably close to 4 o'clock. And this road, I can't remember the name of it, I'll put it in the captions, is on Overlander. Every single spot within on this 5 miles of stretch of road that I drove was taken. Every single spot. I drove about the road is, it's very washboard. You got to go 10, 15 miles an hour. And it gets even worse for a little stretch right here where it's rocky and stuff like that. Actually, I might have it on dash cam, but I don't think so. I drove about another mile out, couldn't find any camping at all. I ended up on the side of the road. And I thought I would probably just stay here at night and go find something else, but I got like 2 cars on this road yesterday, on a Monday. It does go way far out. And I did see a van way out there that left yesterday, so there might be another camping spot out there, but boy, there's one camping spot with like 3 people in it about a mile away, down the other way, and that's like the last spot. I mean, I could have kept driving, but driving a mile, no, probably 2 miles and not seeing a camping spot, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going any further. And the whole purpose of being here was to be closer to the vet. It didn't make any sense to drive 10 miles out this road if I had to go to an emergency vet again. Look, can you see I burned my hand this morning? I have this stupid tin pot with a metal handle, and it was sitting on my stove when I turned on my kettle for coffee, and the handle was right in the flame apparently because I picked it up by the handle and burned myself. I wouldn't mind coming back here and exploring. We'll see if it's cleared out at all in the 2 days that I've been here on the way out. But I got a mosey. Ralph is going to be waiting for me. All right, let's hit the road. All right, I will see you next week. Be sure to tune in as we say goodbye to Ralph as he moseys north. And I have another gorgeous camp for you in the Eastern Sierras. And I got caught in a snowstorm. So stay tuned for that next week. If you like this video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up, hype it, leave a comment, share it with everybody you know, and please subscribe to my channel. And just because you think you're subscribed, please do me a favor, double check, because YouTube does unsubscribe people all the time. And remember, if you want healthier looking skin, try Ocoa now and get 15% off using my code and the link below. So I'll see you next week. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Sadie says, woof.